Hello ladies and gentlemen, and also the lads from the stag do, because unfortunately you can't be classed as gentlemen. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Pete and I'm Chris's best man, for better or for worse. Firstly, I'd just like to congratulate you all on your beautiful humming during the church earlier on. It's nice to see that we can adapt to these current climates, and I think when we had the opportunity we really went for the Lord's Prayer, so well done everyone. They say when doing a speech, if you start to feel nervous, just imagine everyone in the room is naked. On that note, I just want to say that the bridesmaids look lovely today. Julie, can you turn the aircon down for Chris? Ray, obviously you didn't get that from you. And finally, and most importantly, Emily, if you can please stand up. Sorry. Just so everyone can see how beautiful and lovely you look in your dress again today. It must make a nice difference from the trousers you wear in the relationship. Got another 18 cards, it's fine. I was so happy and proud when Chris asked me to be his best man. Some might have said it would have been unfair to pick between Michael and Daniel, but I like to think it's because he agrees I'm not just the better man, but I'm the best man. You can probably see why Chris was reluctant to give me the microphone today. Chris set out some rules for my speech today. The first, don't mention ex-girlfriends, which is obviously a given. The second, don't say anything that will make Emily change her mind. I think if we're at this point, it's too late. There's not an undo for the I do. I know it's I will, but it didn't work otherwise. And lastly, watch my language. Now, luckily or tactically, shall we say, Chris decided to have the wedding on a Tuesday, knowing that most of the children invited wouldn't be able to attend because they'd be at school. With nothing to do with the fact that Tuesday is cheaper than a Friday or a Saturday. They say a best man speech should be no longer than it takes the groom to get upstairs and make love. Now, to save everyone the pain of listening to me for a couple of hours, not because Chris is a Casanova lover, but mainly because he's still struggling to get up the stairs with his sciatica. I met Chris 21 years ago, you're only a year out, but full blame COVID, when I moved to Kendall Drive back in 2000. Looking to make new friends, I saw a boy about the same age as me doing kick-ups in the street. Some of you remember those delightful yellow trainers Chris loved so much, Pumas. I wondered how someone could have such terrible taste. However, when I found out Chris was a West Ham fan, it all made sense. Growing up, me and Chris were pretty inseparable, whether it's skateboarding together, which again has been mentioned by John and Ray for taking us around the UK. And apologies to all our neighbours for covering all the curbs in wax, it was probably still there. To going on random road trips late at night. Now, as romantic as that last one sounds, when you get to the beach at midnight, there's not much you can do until the morning. So when you get to sleep in a car with Chris and he takes his shoes off, it's not the best place to be. Daniel and Michael, I don't know how you put up with that over all the years. In fact, Daniel's still so scarred, he's actually launched his own fragrance and wax melt company. aromalabofficial.com. Use code BESTMAN for 0% off. Chris studied industrial design at Bournemouth University, graduating with flying colours. And Chris has worked his way up from a junior designer to a senior designer at Compan, which means he can now add slides to the play parts he demands. Now on to the stag do. Now, as many of you know, what happens on the stag stays on the stag. So Chris can feel safe in the knowledge that I'm not going to say a word. In fact, Chris's lawyer insists I stay quiet until after the court case. But on a serious note, Chris, I hope we gave you the best send-off that you could deserve. And again, we've even given you a whole year to recover from your hangover. Chris, despite all of my character assassinations today, put that down. You've been a great friend to me, a shoulder to cry on, a therapist to me over the years, and I just wanted to say formally thank you for that. I'm really glad that you found someone like Emily to spend the rest of your life with, someone to make you laugh, make you smile, and someone who can look after you in other ways that I cannot. Cooking your dinners or wiping your chimney rods. Chris and Emily are planning a once-in-a-lifetime honeymoon to Mauritius, one of the world's most beautiful destinations, white sands, crystal clear water, and not a cloud in the sky. I'm very jealous. And also a trip to Kenya, one of the few places in the entire world where you can see rhinos, hippos, elephants, and a few other amazing animals that have the same size backside as Chris. It takes a lot of effort to plan a wedding, full stop, let alone the stress and frustration of having to change the dates multiple times, the church location, making sure everyone turns up for fittings, keeping everyone updated with the changes, and personally I think I've done really well with that. And if anyone would like to buy Chris a drink later on, he'll be the man in the suit wearing a mask. That's all changed now. We can take that off. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, I would like you to all be upstanding whilst we still can. I need a bit of work on this one, isn't it? Raise your glasses, and for the final toast of the day, join me in congratulating Chris and Emily on their wedding. To the bride and groom.
Bride and groom.
Thank you. Silent clap.